Today I'm going to show you a technique to get the Tsum you want out of the Tsum mystery stack packs. There are 10 different ones to collect, and let's say you only need Sebastian here. Well, I'm going to show you how to make sure you get only Sebastian, or whichever one you want. Or if you want the whole set, I can show you how to get each and every one without having to get any duplicates. Now, you may know that Series 2 is coming out soon, and some of the stores are already starting to phase out the Series 1 blind bags. So if you don't have a full set yet, you don't have your collection complete yet, now's the time to go ahead and complete your collection. So you can see I've got a full set of Series 1 here. These are the mystery stack pack figures, all 10 of them. And we're going to use these as a reference. And then I've got 10 unopened blind bags. And I haven't used, there's nothing special you need, you just need your fingers. And we're going to, if all goes as planned, we will get another complete full set with no duplicates here. All right, so let's start with the first bag here. This one is going to be Minnie Mouse, but let's take a look at Minnie Mouse and see what we're looking for. Here's Minnie. This is what she looks like. She has the bow here, and you'll find that in most of these cases we're going to be looking for the accessory, because the accessory is the most unique part of these figures. The Tsums themselves have very similar shapes and they're hard to differentiate, but the accessories here are what we're looking for. So Minnie's is a very easy one to find because it's this almost like little X shape, and it's got a little concave here and a concave here, and fairly straight on the sides, and it's just two separate pieces. So some of them have more than two pieces, but Minnie's is a very simple figure. All right, so let's take this pack, which this is going to be a Minnie Mouse, and I'll show you how we can tell that. Down here, I'm feeling around. This is the Tsum. It's a little rounded oblong shape that they all are, and up here, I feel an accessory. It's fairly large, it's about 2 inches wide. Let me so I can get the bag to wrap around it. You can see there's an indentation here. And there's a round indentation here. It's about that thick. So this is pretty clear to me that this is Minnie's bow. So this is going to be a Minnie. So let's open it up and see if we predicted correctly. Here's, just like we thought, there's Minnie. All right, so let's try the next one. All right, the next one is Winnie the Pooh. Here's Winnie and his honey pot. Now he's going to come in the package in 3 separate pieces. There's going to be the Tsum, his honey pot, and then another little place for his top. What we're going to be trying to find is the pot here. It's the most distinct part of this Tsum. So I will show you how to locate Winnie if you need him. All right, so this bag is going to be Winnie the Pooh. All right, so I'm feeling around, and what I'm trying to find is the honey pot. Now it's a rounded shape. It feels kind of like about the size of a jawbreaker. Rounded shape. It's flat on the top and bottom, so I'm feeling 2 flat sides here. It's round around the sides, and then here's the big tail. And on one of the sides, you still got it. You can stick your finger in it, and it's about, the hole is about big enough for your finger, and that's going to be Winnie the Pooh. That's the honey pot there. Okay, so let's see if this is in fact Winnie the Pooh. There we go. Again, no tricks were used. I just used my fingers to find these. I don't have any special lights or x-rays or anything, and you can do this yourself. Okay, so there's Winnie. All right, the next one is kind of a hard one to find. This is Lucky, and you have to be kind of lucky to find one. Again, the most distinct aspect is this television set here. It's a rectangle, squarish shape, fairly flat, and in the package you'll be able to feel the smoothness of the screen. On the back, it's flat. Now the big giveaway for this one is you'll feel the square shape, and then you'll feel little pegs, and that's the legs, and that's how you know you got a Lucky, as opposed to maybe a Dumbo who also has a square accessory, and we'll get to Dumbo in a minute. So let's put Lucky back. All right, And this one here should be lucky. All right, I'm feeling around. There's the Tsum Tsum there, the rounded little doggy shape. But here I'm feeling a rectangular shape. You can see it's kind of rectangular in the package here. The smooth sides, about that thick. And the big thing here, you can see there's a peg there. There's a peg there. So that's the TV set. So this is going to be lucky. There you go. All right, the next one, Cheshire Cat, is kind of a tricky one. Here's what he looks like, but he's actually going to come, he's got 4 separate pieces. He's got these 2 pieces of the tree itself, and then the Tsum Tsum. I'm going to put the Tsum Tsum down because we don't really use him. Now, you're trying to locate, the easiest thing to go by are these little rounded shapes. You'll come across a shape that's, you know, about this big and is round. And on one side, you'll be able to feel the texture. It's this little bumpy, leafy texture, these little triangles on it. You'll be able to feel that. And then on the other side, it'll be kind of hollow, and then it'll have teeth that you can kind of feel through the bag. Both of these, they're both about the same size, and they both have the same texture. So if you feel something round, bumpy on one side, on the other side it's got the little teeth and hollow in the middle, chances are it's a Cheshire Cat. There's also this piece here. Now I find this piece isn't as good to identify it because it's always sitting in a weird position in the bag. So what you're really trying to get to are these little stems here, these little tree stems. If you can feel these little narrow things, you're on the right track, but it could confuse you because it's kind of similar to Marie's, which we're going to get to in a minute. So the best thing are these little round little circles. None of the others have these circles with this texture, okay? And also, here I'll show you how to put it together because it's, you see there's 2 different, there's the fatter one and the skinnier one. This one goes on the fatter one. Let's see, maybe I'm, okay, backwards. Okay, and then this, the skinny one. That's how you put it on. And you can either sit them on the bottom or you can sit them on the top. If you sit them on the side, it'll fall over, unfortunately, but this is a really cool figure, I think. So let's get to the pack that is Cheshire Cat and see if we can locate the tree. Okay, so this pack, I'm feeling around already. I feel the little circle here. Here's the Tsum Tsum down here, I can feel it. I'm feeling the tree a bit over here, but again, the tree is a little misleading because I would think at this point that it still could be Marie. But what I've got this little circle piece here that I've identified. And you can see it's about the right size. I got my thumb and forefinger around it, showing you about the size of it. This is, and it's a little hollow, but it's not completely hollow like Winnie the Pooh's honey pot. Like there's much more, you get immediate resistance when you press on it. I can feel the teeth on this side, and I can feel the bumpy little leaves on this side. So this is going to be Cheshire Cat. There he is. Okay. Now next we have Dumbo. Now Dumbo is going to come in 3 different pieces. You got the Tsum Tsum here. You got the camera, and the lens will actually come separate. What we're trying to find is this piece here, and it's pretty easy to identify. It's square, just like Lucky's square TV. It's a little fatter, but the big thing obviously is this strap here. So you're going to feel the square, try to go down. If you don't feel anything, you're at the bottom. Feel something along the top, a little skinny piece. You get this strap here. This is going to be Dumbo. So let me put him back, and we will open up the bag that should contain Dumbo. The lens only goes in one way. There we go. Okay. Open bag. So I'm going to feel around. Okay, feel the square piece. I actually feel the lens here too. And I'm going to try to locate, okay, right here, I feel the strap here. It's very distinct, and in the middle it's hollow. And the strap goes up, curves around up here. Hard to see in the bag, but if you're actually feeling the bag, you would know right off that you've got the square and then the strap here. There's your Dumbo. All right, let's move on to Figaro. Figaro comes with a little fishbowl here, and the fishbowl is going to be, I'll put Figaro down. The fishbowl is going to be 3 separate pieces, these 2 semi-spheres, and then the bottom of the tank. What we're really looking for are these 2 spheres. So you'll feel, you'll feel that there's a lot of stuff in the blind bag. It'll feel like it's got a lot of stuff as opposed to the other ones. It might be, feel kind of globular if the pieces are resting like that, or you'll feel 2 hollow rounded sections that are thin and smooth, and that'll be the fishbowl. Also, this can help a little bit if you can get the bottom of it. It's got the very distinct rounded feel to it, and then it's got a weird shape that's kind of hard to identify, but none of the other figures have a little hollow thing and then a weird shape above it. But the main thing is going to be these 2 half pieces of the aquarium that we're looking for. So let me reassemble this, and then we'll open the bag. Okay. All right, Figaro back on his aquarium, and then this should be the bag with Figaro in it. All right, feeling around, feeling a lot of stuff in here. Like there's something up here, there's something over here, there's 2 more things over here. I can already feel the 4 distinct parts. But these 2 pieces right here, you can see that my thumb's kind of going in them. I can feel rounded little concavities, and on the other side, they're rounded on this side, and they're very smooth, very large. Pretty clear to me that that's the aquarium. And here is the little concave part of the base, and then it's got a weird little, the castle shape on it here. So this should be Figaro. There we go. All right. So next is Marie. Marie's a little tricky. Now, Marie comes in this bed, and you may think that this would be easier because you're just looking for this big square bed, but let me show you. I've got a little Marie, unopened Marie, that we can look at. This is how she's going to look in the bag. You can see, and it's got 3 separate pieces. It's all broken apart, and there's actually 5 pieces Marie, the top and bottom of the bed, and then the 2 bedpost pieces. So what we're looking for is this piece right here, which is smooth and kind of square. And you can tell it's 2 pieces because it shifts around. You can feel it shifting around. And then another square piece. It has a little bit of a texture to it. See, it's got the little triangles, and then this one's kind of got the little cushiony feel to it. But the big thing is you're going to feel little narrow pieces like this, and you're going to be able to stick your thumb through it or your finger through it, but it's going to be obstructed to some degree by either the top of one bedpost or top or bottom of another bedpost. So you're going to feel like it's constricted in some way. So, and it's going to be folded up, so it can be shifted all around. So you're feeling for smooth pieces, big smooth square pieces, and then spindly little bedpost type things that you can stick your thumb through partially. So let's look at the bag that I think is Marie here. The main thing here I'm feeling right here are the bedposts, and I feel these narrow stems that could be the Cheshire Cat, because the Cheshire Cat tree feels like that as well. I'm feeling a smooth square piece here, I feel the texture of the cushion, and I'm not really finding, I think the other one's down here. Yeah. I'm not 100% on this one, but hopefully this is a Marie. Marie is kind of tricky, just because it could be so many. No, there's Marie. So there we go. And now to Sebastian. Sebastian is the only one that we're actually going to focus mainly on the Tsum Tsum itself. Now, the accessory is this shell here, and it comes 3 pieces. And this is one of the reasons why Marie's bed is kind of tricky, because these shells feel about the same size and have the kind of bumpy surface that Marie's bed has. So it kind of feels like Marie's bed. It's also got another weird piece in here that can be resting in any number of angles, and it's kind of indistinct. It doesn't give you a really good impression of what's inside. So the shells, they kind of help. They're a little thick and round, and you can feel the edges are round. But the big thing here is Sebastian himself, because you can see he's got this very smooth shell, and instead of ears, so you're going to feel a shell, and you're going to come down the side, and you're going to feel a ridge, and come down to the other side and feel a ridge, and then the ridge here in the front instead of ears. A lot of the other ones have little pokey ears, and they'll poke you. If you get to the front, you can feel them. This one is much smoother. Now you can see a little bit of a bump here, so it'll feel kind of like he has ears, but it's very different from the rest. Now the big identifying thing is on the bottom here. He is the only figure with more than 4 legs. All the others have 4 legs. He has 6. So once you feel the smooth top of him and you think you've got him, turn him to the bottom and feel along the bottom, and it won't feel as pronounced as you would think it would be. You don't feel 3, like I can feel 3 legs distinctly here, but in the package it'll feel kind of like a bumpy line. So a bumpy line on the bottom and a bumpy line on the bottom. And then if you go to the front, you'll feel the little protuberances, which are his claws, and he's the only figure that has little things like that on his face. So we're going to identify him through his Tsum Tsum. And once you've located what you think is Sebastian, you'll know. You'll have all these things that tell you. You'll have the ridge, the other ridge, the one on the front, the feet, and then the claws. All of these, check, 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 you got Sebastian. So let me reassemble. Let me show you how to assemble his shell. It's got a little peg here in the back. There. And then this fits on there as well. And also there's a line, you see. So it fits in the front and the back. So let's press it in. And then Sebastian, sit sideways, front, sit up here. Let's put him facing that shell. Okay, so let's get our Sebastian. Feel around. Here's the shell up here, but to me it kind of feels like it could be Marie's bed at this point. So I'm going to try to locate the Tsum Tsum. It's right here. Okay, it's smooth. Now I know all of them are smooth, but I can feel already there's a line. Like here's the smoothness, here's his rear end. I feel the ridge along the side. And then on this side I feel another ridge. And then up here it's another ridge. You can almost see it in the bend of the package here, that you can see that's the little ridge of his head. So we got the ridges. Let's go to the other side of them, flip them over. And here's I feel 3. They're not as pronounced as you would expect, but you can feel it. Press really hard and feel 1, 2, 3. And then over here, 1, 2, 3 bumps. And then it's kind of hard to get to because his face is facing this way. But I feel, let's see. Yeah, I'm pinching a claw right now. And then there's his other claw is kind of under the shell, but here's one claw there. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is Sebastian. There he is. Okay, now for Dale. Dale is probably the rarest figure, and he's also the hardest one to locate. If you went on eBay, you would see that he kind of sells for maybe like 10, 14 bucks, right? 10 to 14 bucks right now. Indicate that he's kind of hard to find. He's going to come to you like this. He has 4 distinct parts. The Tsum Tsum itself isn't going to help here. The big thing we're looking for is this. Now this is the hardest one to find, or to identify. So this one's a little tricky. So you'll feel a little hollow shape here where you can stick part of your finger in. I guess depending on how big your finger is, but it's not as permissive of an entry as Winnie the Pooh's is, and plus it doesn't feel symmetrical. You can feel that it's asymmetrical. On the other side, you'll feel kind of little indentions. This is the one you'll be able to feel the most. This one you'll be kind of iffy on. But basically, feel this little curve, this little indention here, and it's kind of a process of elimination kind of thing. It's not Marie, it's not Cheshire Cat, you go through the line, it's not any of these. Well, it must be Dale. There's one more thing. If you're lucky, if the package is arranged in such a way that you can feel these, it really depends on how they're situated in the package. You can feel a rounded little acorn and that has a little flat leaf on it. And if you can feel the flat leaf, you know you got the acorn of Dale. Okay? So let's put these back on. He's also one of the most uncooperative, or actually he is the most uncooperative in terms of allowing his little accessory to sit on him. See, there he goes. It likes to fall over and weigh him down and all kinds of things like that. Hold on, let me pick it up. I like how I say he's uncooperative and then he just drops his nut. Alright. It's kind of wobbly, but that's as good as you're going to get with Dale. Alright, so let's open up the pack that we think is Dale. Feel around. Okay, I've located the piece that I'm looking for, which is that little case that the acorns go on. On this side here, I'm feeling that I can press my thumb in just a bit. I'm feeling that it's not rounded or symmetrical. It's not Winnie the Pooh's honey pot. On this side, I can feel it has 2 surfaces at an angle to each other. You see this one's going down, this one's going a little bit of a straight across here. I can kind of feel an indentation here, and there's a little indentation there. Okay, so I feel what I'm pretty sure is that piece there. Let's see if we can locate the leaf to give us extra surety. Okay, here is the rounded acorn. Now the acorn can kind of feel like the Cheshire Cat's the tree of the Cheshire Cat, excuse me. But it doesn't have the teeth on one side, and it's not hollow, or it's not as hollow. And here's the leaf. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this up. And hopefully we got Dale, the rarest one, I believe, of the set. There he is. Okay. And now we're down to the last one, Stitch, which is luckily probably one of the easiest ones to find, right along next to Minnie Mouse. Alright, so Stitch, he has 2 distinct features. He has the ears, of course, that you can use, but I like to use the board itself. And the board is going to come in 2 pieces, and what you're looking for is you're just flat surface here. It's kind of bumpy on one side. It's smooth-ish, but it's got this distinct little surfboard or rocket shape to it. It's got the fins you can feel, and then up the top at the pinnacle you'll feel the little knob. That is 100% going to be Stitch. Alright, so let's open up what we think is Stitch as soon as I put this one back. Alright, and this will be the last one to complete our set. Alright, right here I'm feeling the board already. Feel the texture of it. A little bit of bumpiness. I can feel this is the top of the surfboard here. There's a fin that you can feel. The other fin is kind of blocked by the Tsum Tsum. He's kind of in the way. I can kind of feel his ears, but I really wouldn't go by that because it's not distinct enough. You can't really, well, it's kind of rounded here where you can tell it's the bigger ears of Stitch, but I still like to go by the surfboard here. And down here, I'm feeling this is the knob of the surfboard, you can see. Pretty big tail, and then it comes up here. So this will be our complete set with no duplicates, 10 for 10. There's Stitch. So that is how you get the Tsum you want out of these mystery stack packs. You don't have to worry about any duplicates. You just have to look like a weirdo in the aisle filling up the packs, which is I've done, and people have seen me do it, and it's all right. Nobody said anything, so it's fine. If you like this video, please subscribe. We got a whole bunch of other toy videos in our backlog, and we're going to be making more in the very near future. We have a lot planned. Thank you very much, and I hope this was helpful. Bye, guys.